Hey guys, this is Venel coming at you with StarCraft audio commentary. This is Game 3 of the Winners League match between CJ Entus and SKT1, and this game is going to be Bisu versus Iris. I'm not sure what map this is going to be played on. We'll find out soon, though. Bisu, of course, one of the best players in the world, arguably the best player in the world, up there with greats like Lita and Flash, as he's definitely the strongest Protoss player in the world. I don't think that's really disputable. S-class Protoss for sure. Iris, he's not too bad against Protoss, actually. I think he has a 55% win rating against Protoss, something like that. We'll have to see what happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... And we're off. I'm not sure what map this is going to be playing on. Like I said, we'll find out in a few seconds. Certainly, it looks like this is going to be Neo Harmony. And it looks like Iris is going to be the red Terran in the upper left-hand corner. And Bisu is the something Protoss in the upper right-hand corner. It looked like maybe tan. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looks like Bisu is the tan Protoss in the upper right-hand corner. So both players spawning across from each other, not cross positions. Maybe we'll see some sort of cheese from either of these players, but I doubt it. I doubt we're going to be seeing cheese from either of these players. Both of them, I think, are going to be fairly comfortable with this matchup. And you have to give credit. I mean, Iris going into this game knows he's going to be facing Bisu. He's fairly comfortable with his TVP game, I think. But, I mean, it's Bisu, and going up against Bisu is intimidating for anyone. I mean, whoever you are, it's Bisu, and that must be pretty intimidating. Iris is going to have to trust in his skills. I actually recently saw a game between Iris and Stork, I think it was, another of the great Protoss players, in which Iris actually lost to Stork due to some relatively fundamental mistakes on his part. He built a bunch of siege tanks but didn't have any vultures or spider mines, which meant that Stork was just able to walk into Iris's base with a couple dragoons and just take the game from him relatively easily. And that's a fairly elementary mistake. I don't think we'll be seeing Iris making that mistake again twice, not in this game. I mean, I'm sure his coach corrected him after that happened. It looks like Iris is going to be scouting in the wrong direction initially. It looks like he was sending a scouting SCV to the lower left-hand corner of the map. He's not going to find Bisu right away. And that could give Bisu a window of opportunity. We might see something creative from Bisu. Dark Templar is always very fun. Fast Dark Templar against Terran. It's a fairly viable strategy if you're able to block your ramp with that initial Zealot or Dragoon and deny your opponent the scout, and then just rush to the Templar archives and get the Dark Templar out, and you can really wreak some havoc in your opponent's base. Looks like Bisu is warping into Cybernetics Core. Fairly standard play from both these players initially. We're not seeing anything unusual or non-standard from them. Bisu is warping into Cybernetics Core. Iris is building his barracks. So we are going to be seeing fairly standard play from these players initially, fairly standard starting builds. But like I said, it'll be interesting to see if we see anything unusual from them. I don't think we'll be seeing anything out of the ordinary like carriers or something. I actually really miss carriers in PvT. We used to see a lot of carrier play, actually, and I think a lot of the reason we don't see a lot of carrier play anymore is the map pool just isn't really viable for it. We don't see a lot of... we don't see much maps that afford for it. Maps like Blue Storm are not in circulation anymore. And it looks like, actually, Iris did not go to the lower left spawn location with his first scout. He's sending his first scout towards Bisu's base. He's going to find Bisu's base in the upper right corner, but I believe Bisu has blocked his ramp. Bisu does have a Zealot on that ramp, and that SCV is going to get warded away by that Dragoon and Zealot. Iris is not going to get the scout in, which is critical because it means Bisu can basically just do whatever he wants, although he may not be fully comfortable doing so because Bisu has not found Iris yet. Bisu is unfortunately going to scout Iris last. As far as builds go, I think we're going to be seeing a... Yeah, there's the command center. I was just going to say, I think we're going to be seeing a one factory into command center. That's fairly standard play for Terran players against Protoss. It looks like Bisu's warping in a robotics facility. We could be seeing either Reavers or Observers from Bisu. I'm going to guess we're going to see Observers because Bisu has not been able to get that scout in. There's the scout being denied by those two Marines on Iris's ramp. Iris has not walled in, but he does have those Marines there. He is going to deny Bisu the scouting probe. And so I think it would be smart. I think it would be academic play on Bisu's part to get those observers and figure out what's going on. But he may go for Reavers, we'll have to see. It's also important to note that Reaver harasses are not very effective on this map. They just tend to fail miserably because the position of the main base, the minerals and the resource line, the worker line for the players is such that there's no real way to get behind it. There's no real maneuvering room for the shuttle, and what that means is it's really hard to get the Reaver in for an effective harass. So I don't think we'll be seeing Reavers from Bisu. I think we're going to be seeing observers from Bisu, and I think we're going to be seeing an expansion from him soon as well. He must realize that Iris has expanded at this point. I'm sure he spotted it with that scouting probe. And it actually looks like Bisu is not going for the observers. It looks like he is going for Reavers. He is warping in his robotic support bay, and I don't know how I feel about that, particularly on this map. I'm not sure if that's the best idea. Academically, I mean, Bisu certainly is the type of player who can make any sort of strategy work on any map, to be honest with you. But I'm still really not sure how I feel about Reavers on this map, and I think Bisu might have been better served from a strategic standpoint by getting those observers first as opposed to the Reavers. Looks like Iris is setting down an engineering base, so he may have turrets in place before Bisu gets the Reaver in, so it won't matter. I'm not sure if Iris has an academy or ComSat yet. We'll have to see. It looks like Bisu is warping his Nexus, so he is getting his second expansion, but he is going to be economically behind Iris, because Iris has had his expansion down for at least a minute now, and it looks like Iris is building missile turrets in his main, and it looks like Bisu is loading up that shuttle with a single Dragoon and a single Reaver. He is warping his observatory in now, which is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to figure out what Iris is up to, excuse me. And it looks like Bisu is going to try for a bit of a harass against Iris's SCV line. I'm not sure how successful this is going to be. In fact, I don't think it's going to be successful at all, because Iris has spotted the incoming shuttle with that barracks. He already has missile turrets in place. And again, the geography of this map just makes it so difficult to get the harass in. He already has spider mines in place. The spider mine perfectly positioned. Excellent anticipation on Iris's part. And this Reaver harass is going to be completely ineffective. Bisu is going to have to pull his shuttle back. And that was a failed harass, a failed gambit on Bisu's part. And now Bisu is going to be at an economic disadvantage. It looks like he is warping in his Citadel of Adun now, which is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to get his tech up. And critically, it looks like Iris is countered by getting a couple of vultures into Bisu's main base. This is big trouble for Bisu. Iris is going to see everything Bisu is doing, and he's going to be able to harass Bisu's probe line. And this is the last thing Bisu needs right now, being economically behind already as it is. And I can't help but feel that that was a careless play by Bisu's part, and also good play by Iris's part. Iris showing good game sense here, getting those vultures into Bisu's main, those speed vultures just so effective. The thing about speed vultures is they're just so fast. It looks like Bisu's hero probe there manages to take out the that last vulture there, but not before Iris was able to get into Bisu's main, harass his probes, and see everything. And because Bisu's Reaver harass has been entirely ineffective, and the fact that Iris has had his expansion up for quite some time now, and yeah, Bisu's shuttle is going to get warded away for a second time by that missile turret there, Bisu is not going to be able to do anything with that Reaver harassment-wise. And I feel that Iris is in firm control of this game right now. Terran players can function very comfortably off of two bases. They don't need to expand again, unlike the Protoss